By submitting this assignment, I acknowledge that this work is completely my own. Lights, camera, action, and lollipops. This speech is relevant to you because you may encounter an opportunity like mine where you get the chance to make a positive impact on people's lives. I'm credible to speak about this because I volunteered for over 4 hours helping with the Bologna Daddy-Daughter Dance photo booth final cut photography. Today I'll inform you about my service experience at the Bologna Daddy-Daughter Dance. I'll tell you about my service story, a communication analysis of my story, and recommendations for improving my communication. First, I'll tell you about my service story. I completed my service at the Bologna Daddy-Daughter Dance photo booth final cut photography in the Bologna Middle School gym. This is relevant to you because you may want to also help at a photo booth or something similar in the future. The mission of my organization, according to Jacob Garrett, the leader of final cut photography in 2019, emphasizes a few key ideas. To develop high-quality pictures at an affordable price, present a fun experience, and to make people want to use final cut photography again in the future. So my service story is I volunteered alongside my aunt, a sweet lady with awesome photography skills, my dad, the head of the photo booth, and my beautiful mom, who assigned a number to everyone getting their picture taken. Concerning the place I worked at, it was a Bologna Middle School gym. It smelled of pizza, cookies, and candy. The theme was Candyland, and super colorful decorations were everywhere, especially at the photo booth that I was helping at. My responsibilities included greeting people wanting their picture taken, giving them props, and helping keep up with the number they were. Without me, I think it wouldn't have been as quick of a process. And how I fulfilled the mission of Final Cut Photography is I helped develop high-quality pictures through helping add props to each picture, helping present a fun experience by being outgoing and bubbly to everyone, and I help persuade others to use Final Cut Photography again in the future by being as kind as possible and assisting to everyone's needs. In addition, now that I've told you about my service story, I'll tell you about the communication analysis of my story. There's a communication principle and 2 communication concepts connected to my service experience. This is relevant to you because you may hear about a principle or concept that you want to utilize in your own life. The first communication principle is that communicative behaviors are learnable. The definition, according to Euler's Applied Communication Department Survival Guide in 2018, is that you can learn to communicate in particular ways that will positively or negatively impact a situation. An example from my service that illustrates this principle is that after a few people got their pictures taken, I continually got better. My example illustrates the principle because it shows that my communication changed in a positive way by me learning new ways to most effectively communicate with those getting their picture taken. The first communication concept that relates to my service experience is the ability to choose the most appropriate behavior. The definition, according to Adler, Rahman, and Dupree in 2017, is a decision of deciding what communication skills to use in particular situations. An example from my service that illustrates this concept is that I would talk to a little girl differently than I would talk to the dad, because if I had like a prop, I'd be like saying a fun voice to a little girl, "Do you want a lollipop?" But to the dad, I'd be like, "You can have a lollipop if you want to, but I'd like to take on a more professional tone with him." The second communication concept is communicating with people with disabilities. The definition, according to Adler, Rahman, and Dupree in 2017, is to be understanding of those with disabilities in order to communicate with them in the best way possible. An example from my service that illustrates this concept is when I communicated with a deaf man wanting a picture taken with his daughter. I had to be respectful and patient with him in order to understand him. My example illustrates the definition because it shows that I was understanding of the deaf man's inability to hear by being patient with him. Furthermore, now that I've told you about the communication analysis of my story, I'll tell you about recommendations for improving my communication. Based on my service experience, I can use communication concepts and ethical implications to improve my communication and community. This is relevant to you because you may hear a concept or implication that you can use to improve your community and communication as well. I could use the communication concept I could use to improve my communication would be to understand that we tend to assume that others are similar to us. The definition, according to Adler, Rahman, and Dupree in 2017, is that we often think that others have the same attitudes and motives that we do. I chose this concept based on my service experience because I found myself simply not giving any thought that everyone may not like what I like lollipops. I can use this concept to improve my communication by trying to be more aware of others' interests when talking to them. An ethical